Welcome to Newsroom right here on GHOne Television. We are live from our studios at the Platinum Place, North Ridge, Accra. Also live on Facebook, on X, and on YouTube. Now coming up this hour. Appointment of COP Yohuno as Deputy IGP Operations sparks controversy as some question the rationale behind his appointment. Also, dead people reportedly paid leap benefits in the 2023 Auditor General's report. In business, producer price index for June 2024 rises to 25.9% from the 23.4% recorded in May. And elsewhere, Mozambique former finance minister charged in tuna bond scandal. We've got details of these and more coming up shortly. Stay with us. Thank you so much for staying on with me. My name is Joshua Kodjo Mensah. The details now on President Nana Addo Akufo-Addo's appointment of COP Yohuno as Deputy Inspector General of Police in charge of operations has ignited discussions surrounding the propriety of such an appointment, first of its kind in the history of the Ghana Police Service. Now, you recall, the presidency yesterday issued a statement announcing the appointment pursuant to the advice of the Police Council at its meeting on Wednesday, July 17, 2024. Member of Parliament for Wa West, who himself is a retired police officer, Peter Lanchini Tobu, is, for instance, accusing President Akufo-Addo of setting the police service back with his latest appointment. Peter Tobu says the president's decision creates the impression he may want to appoint other deputy IGPs for other sectors of the police service, a situation he says is alien to the Police Service Regulations 2012.
Appointment well deserved. But looking at what the law says, the law CI 76, Ghana Police Service Regulation 2012, was passed to cure a mischief in police administration. In the past, we had Deputy Inspector General of Police Administration, Deputy Inspector General of Police Operations, and it was totally chaos. And we brought in the law in the year 2012 to cure that mischief. And in the law, if you go to Regulation 8, the police service shall have an inspector, the Inspector General, Deputy Inspector General of Police, and Police Commissioners as Police Management Board. We don't have anything like Inspector General of Police or Deputy Inspector General of Police in charge of operations. One other thing that is also important to note, in the police structure, operations is higher than, administration is higher than operations. So when you take somebody who is DP2, Commissioner of Police, in the structure he's number 2, and if you appoint him Deputy IGP, and you attach a qualification that he's in charge of operations, what it means is that if tomorrow you decide to appoint somebody Deputy IGP in charge of administration, the new Deputy Inspector General of Police in charge of administration becomes a senior. It's quite interesting. I really don't know what law the president operationalized. And I don't know what kind of the police council gave the president.
Right, so we'll be having a conversation on this particular development because a lot of people have been sharing varied concerns about this particular appointment of the man behind me, COP Christian Tete Yohuno. But what do we know about him? Let's check out some of the things that he's achieved, for which reason President Kufuor is now appointing him as the Deputy IGP for the Ghana Police Service, first in of its kind in the police service. Now let's look at his profile. Now in November 2007, between that period, November 2007 and then May 2009, he was appointed the Divisional Commander for the Accra Central and also became the Accra Regional Operations Commander. And that's what a lot of people know him for, the man behind operations in the Greater Accra region. Now in 2011, something happened. He received a Grand Medal for meritorious service in combating armed robbery and other criminal activities, and that was basically his award he got in 2011. Now, a year afterwards, in 2012, in January, he became the Deputy Commissioner of Police, DCOP. That was the appointment he got in 2012. Now, interestingly, he cooked up stuff, and then he became, in 2013, due to the work that he was doing for the Ghana Police Service, he became the Deputy Accra Regional Commander. It did not end there. In 2013, he graduated to becoming the substantive commander of the Accra Regional Command. Now, in 2015, he became the Director General of the NTTD. A lot happened during that period. A lot happened in terms of clamping down on road safety issues and how some motorists were abusing stuff on the road. So yes, DCOP then, Tete Yohuno, became very, very popular in 2015. So a year on, in 2016, something happened. John Dramani Mahama appointed him as COP. He was promoted from the DCOP rank to the Chief of Police, COP rank, in 2016. And from then, a lot has happened with COP Christian Tete Yohuno. Why? Because he became the Director General in charge of special duties for the Ghana Police Service, and then went on to become Director General of Administration. And that was when the current IGP, Dr. George Ekufuor-Dampare, he was appointed as IGP. So George Ekufuor-Dampare used to be the Director General of Administration. After his promotion, we saw COP Christian Tete Yohuno take over as the Director General in charge of administration. And then yesterday, we are told, per the letter from the presidency, that after consultations with the police council, COP Christian Tete Yohuno has now been appointed as the Deputy Inspector General of Police in charge of special duties. And that is what is raising concerns for people. Well, in line with the police legislation and all of that, yes, we can make room for some Deputy IGP. But the question now is why President Ekufuor, upon consultation, has decided to specify that COP Christian Tete Yohuno is now Deputy IGP in charge of operations. And that's where a lot of people are raising concerns. And we'll be having a conversation shortly on that as well for you. But we also put it out there, and a lot of reactions has been on social media based on this particular one. And so Nana Ama Akwa, Mrs., has joined me with what you have been saying in reaction to this particular appointment on social media. Nana, it's been a very busy one on social media, I believe.
Surely it has. So yesterday he was given that appointment. Congratulations to him. When we go straight over to Facebook, Andrew says, hey, by this time. Then we have Solomon, injury time players. Then Barnabas says it's desperate for power. It won't happen this time. Kwame says, with whose money, or asks with whose money? When was that office created? And to solve what problem actually? Shake my head. Then Isaka says, just for the 2024 election. We also have Samuel. Which article in the 1992 Constitution makes provision for the appointment of Deputy IGP? I've read it, he says. I didn't see any provision stating the appointment of Deputy IGP. When we go over to X, we have here Abdul Hakim. Something is cooking. Then we have here to Buckman. All this will amount to nothing. If the people say no, it's no. Giving us power there. We also have EBK. The president appointing such individuals is precisely why corruption continues to plague us. How can anyone hold their boss accountable when they are wrong? Well, that's what we have time for you. Continue to send us your messages on Instagram, on Facebook, and on Twitter. My name remains Nanama Akwa. Joshua, back over to you.
Many thanks, Nana Ama Akwa, for letting us know exactly what people are saying on social media. So we'll be going back to some other stories for you, but please stay interactive with us and let us know exactly what your thoughts are on this particular matter. We are streaming live on Facebook, also streaming live on YouTube and on X. So do join us on these platforms and let's have a conversation on that for you. Thank you so much for staying on with us. Now, the Interior Ministry will soon enforce the publication of false news law against individuals using social media to incite violence during the upcoming December 7 general elections. Now, the Sector Minister, Henry Quartey, emphasized the importance of preserving peace in Ghana and issued a stern warning to those contemplating such actions. He made the remarks at the commissioning of the innovative police shop here in Accra.
Ghana Police Service, together with the other security and intelligence agencies, have a duty, and that duty, by God, they cannot fail the people of this country. And it's about ensuring that before, during, and after the 7 December elections, Ghana will continue to be peaceful. As another ministry, that is the Ministry of Interior, with a simple task to ensure that this year's elections, the police, the security agencies will discharge their duties professionally, and I repeat, professionally, to ensure that the Ghana that we live in, we shall continue to live in, and for us to send an example to other countries, more especially our neighboring countries. So, oftentimes we read in the papers, we watch videos, and we see people threatening on social medias. You make you can't go for the way say. Very soon, and I repeat, very soon, under the False Publication Act, anybody who makes a threatening statement to incite violence before, during, and after the elections, we will make sure the law deals with the person and a court of competent jurisdiction will work. No violence before, during, and after elections. If there's anybody who is thinking so please, rehearse your strategy. Let us allow the people of this country to come and exercise their franchise, and Ghana will move forward.
Now, the Economic and Organized Crimes Office, GHOne, is urging owners of vehicles impounded over the years to come forward with proof of ownership to claim them. Now, 8 vehicles, Porsche Cayenne, Honda Accord, Toyota Matrix, Toyota Solara, Toyota Camry, Hyundai Elantra, Honda CR-V and Hyundai Tucson were impounded by GHOne following a series of operations. GHOne reminded owners of these vehicles that they would be compelled to dispose of the vehicles after 2 days of this public announcement. Any vehicle owner who fails to respond to this publication risks losing his or her vehicle to the state. And that's the statement on the screens for you. So if your vehicles, you find your registration number on the screens, please make sure you do the needful. All right, let's talk about elections because the National Democratic Congress is taking a swipe at the Electoral Commission for urging political parties to accept the outcomes of election 2024, as the party says the commission is incapable of discharging a free and fair election. It comes after the chairperson of the commission, Jean Adukwe Mensah, urged contesting political parties to accept the outcome of the upcoming December 7 polls, assuring the elections will be peaceful and transparent. Well, speaking after a football match between Kodjo and Hearts during Parliament's commemoration of 30 years of democracy, Jean Mensah insisted the electoral processes are as transparent as a football match.
just like the football match, we serve as the midwives that birth the elections. We are the referees that conduct and that lay the election and the processes that lead to, the election day itself. And so as referees, we are committed to, ensuring that our activities from now in the lead up to the election and all our electoral processes are transparent, they are open, they are fair, and they are involve the collaboration of our key stakeholders, i.e. the political parties and the citizenry. So like the referee of the match this afternoon, we commit to ensuring transparency in all aspects of our work. Our activities are open, as I mentioned, right from the registration through to the declaration of elections. Everything is done in the full glare of the public. Nothing is hidden. And we will commit to this, to maintaining and ensuring that level of transparency across all aspects of our work. And so we also want to entreat and call upon the contestants of the election to accept the outcomes of the election. Surely there will be a winner and surely there will be losers. And so we all call on our contestants to accept the outcomes of the elections, because we undertake and we commit to ensuring that the elections are free, they are fair, they are credible, they are transparent.
Right, so that's the Electoral Commissioner, GHOne Mensah. What we do know now is that the National Democratic Congress, the NDC, the largest opposition party, has taken a swipe at the Commission for urging the parties to accept the outcome of the elections. We can now take a listen to Mustafa Foyo Bande.
Well, this is very simple. The duty of the Electoral Commission is that over 7 million Ghanaians are going to vote, the estimation. Her duty is to focus on her professional capacity as an institution and give each accounting of the vote very accurate, her duty. And steps that are done accuracy, reflecting the will of the people. If 100 people have voted, the Electoral Commissioner should be willing to declare the votes of 100 people as against the people they have voted for. A situation where the Electoral Commission will declare results, go and change and declare another result, go and change. The NDC will not maintain any chaos in the country. All the Electoral Commissioner should be doing is to focus on her job. But to engage in this PR that subdues her integrity and subdue a level of accountability to the people of Ghana, so that she won't be capable of collating results. And that for me raises a lot of fear.
You're still watching news from right here on GHOne television with me, Joshua Kodjo Mensah. We'll go for a quick breather. We'll be back with more. Stay with us. Thank you so much for staying on with us. Let's now turn attention to some health stories. And members of the Rotational Nurses and Midwives Association, who just completed their service, say they are facing eviction from their homes as they are unable to pay for their rent due to the non-payment of the allowances, which have been in arrears since July last year. The over 11,000 members of the 2023 batch have not been paid by the government, despite numerous efforts to draw government's attention to their plight. The rotation nurses and midwives, who have issued a 2-week ultimatum to the government to release their financial clearance, say their predicament has been exacerbated by the eviction notice served on some members by their landlords.
Our landlords are already evicting us, and without financial support, we will have no choice but to come and make the Ministry of Health our new place of residence. We have lost some of our colleagues during this 1-year period. For information, issues like medical bills and other essentials contributed to the deterioration of their conditions, leading to their untimely demise. We are deeply disappointed in the government and the relevant ministry for their inaction and lack of communication on this critical issue. Despite our effort to engage them and the reassurances we receive, there have been no tangible progress as we speak. Enough is enough. We were reassured by the Director of Human Resources and the Public Relations Officer of the Ministry of Health that our petitions were received, and they will swiftly and continue to engage the Finance Ministry for our clearance to be released in due time to facilitate our payment. However, these reassurances has amounted to nothing.
As Ghanaians, let's ask ourselves, how do we commute ourselves to the various workplaces? Even if we are working, we will buy water to drink. If we walk to the various workplaces, we will buy towels to clean our sweat. And looking at the astronomical increase in fuel prices, commuting ourselves to the workplace in ensuring that Mother Ghana moves forward. And for these young ones, nurses and midwives, not receiving a dime, it is not the best. Cho boy! Yeah! Cho boy! Yeah! Boy! Hey! Boy! Hey! Boy! Hey! Boy! Yeah!
Now, the Auditor General's report has disclosed that the Livelihood Empowerment Against Poverty (LEAP) Management Secretariat paid cash grants to caregivers of 44 deceased beneficiaries. It happened over a period of 3 to 8 years, totaling some 84,480 cedis. Now, the grants were paid to secondary caregivers who are allowed by the LEAP program to receive cash grants on behalf of beneficiaries who were unable to collect their cash grants themselves during payment cycle events. The report concluded the LEAP Management Secretariat did not update the LEAP register to remove dead beneficiaries as a result of poor monitoring, among other reasons. The LEAP program is a government-implemented social protection initiative which aims to provide cash grants to extremely impoverished and vulnerable households to mitigate economic and social hardship. Well, the Greater Accra Regional Zongo caucus coordinator of the NDC, Ismaila Horoya Ali, says the NDC prioritizes development in Zongo communities more than any other political party in the country. Now, at the inauguration of the Regional Zongo Caucus Working Committee, Horoya Ali detailed the party's achievements in Zongo communities, espoused the socialist ideals of the NDC, and called on the Zongo community to rally support for John Mahama to win the 2024 general elections.
The inauguration of the Regional Zongo Caucus Working Committee members brought together sympathizers of the NDC in various Zongo communities in the region, coordinators in the 34 constituencies, national and regional executives. At the ceremony, the Greater Accra Regional Chairman of the NDC, Ni Ashimo, called on party members to put aside their differences, unite, and work diligently for victory in the 2024 general elections.
We have a battle to go in for. We have a war to win. Let's all stand and make sure that our priority should be the money and all our elected parliamentary candidates.
Speaking to GHOne News, Regional Zongo Caucus Coordinator of the NDC, Ismaila Horoya Ali, emphasized the NDC's commitment to Zongo communities, highlighting the party's socialist values and achievements in these areas, showcasing a strong legacy of support and development.
When it comes to politics, we don't go about religion, we don't go about tribal, we go about competence. And the Zongos believe that NDC are more competent than any other party in Ghana here. So that is why always NDC, Zongos, we fall in love with NDC. NDC is socialists. And when you look at the Zongos too, we are people like you, we are socialist people. It's a mix. When they say Zongo, it's not only about Muslims. It's a mix of religious, tribal. A committee for Zongo Caucus is not only meant for Muslims. Some people believe that NDC Zongo Caucus, so their mind will give them that it's only for a Muslim group. It's not. It's meant for those who reside within the Zongo.
Members of the working committee are expected to coordinate activities and galvanize support for the NDC in various Zongo communities for the 2024 general elections.
Now, in a historic move, the Lola Group of Turkey has committed $320 million to fund 6 critical development projects in Ghana's northern sector. This groundbreaking deal aims to tackle pressing challenges in the health, education, and economic sectors, promising significant improvements in these essential areas.
These projects are set to address key developmental challenges and significantly enhance the quality of life in the region. This partnership marks a pivotal step in overcoming these hurdles, advancing infrastructure, and fostering community development initiatives in Ghana. The interventions are seen as crucial steps towards sustainable development by creating job opportunities, stimulating the economy, and bolstering the region's attractiveness as a hub for business, tourism, and innovation. The leader of the Turkish delegation, Vivian Teres Frey, expressed delights at the partnership.
Because most of the world is developed and only Africa is so much underdeveloped. And the Lola Group has got the passion to help Africa to become developed insofar as infrastructure is concerned, because if you have tarred roads that can go from one town or one city to the next, already the economy of the area is enhanced.
The chairman of the Fair Trade Certified Bankuliso Cashew Farmers Association and Nakabiriwa Chief Adam Tampuri highlighted the significance of the community-driven growth.
We will emphasize the need for tailored non-recourse funding models that cater for the unique needs of Ghanaian communities. We believe that sustainable development can only be achieved when communities are at the forefront of their growth. When they actively participate, they are adequately supported to achieve their dreams.
The projects, spanning health and education, are distributed across 6 districts in the northern, Savannah, and northeast regions, and prioritizes community ownership, capacity building, and innovative financing.
What we seek to do is to improve on mental health service delivery, because since the law in 2012, there has not been any major investment into mental health hospitals. And so we seek to provide 10 mental health polyclinics that befit the purpose of the mental health service delivery, as well as responding to the mental health law in Ghana.
This partnership, formed through a public-private partnership agreement, is spearheaded by the College for Community and Organizational Development and Jaksali Development Organization.
Let's now bring you the latest in the world of business. And in business this afternoon, the chairman of the ECOWAS Regional Electricity Regulatory Authority, Koko Laurent Tosu, says pragmatic policies need to be put in place to augment electricity expansion and penetration across the region. According to him, more investment is needed to generate enough power to make up for the shortfalls experienced in some countries.
Through the adoption by the heads of states of Master Plan of the West African Power Pool for the period 2019 to 2023, strategies have been adopted to generate 16,000 megawatts and build 23,000 kilometers of transmission lines by 2033.
We use in the forum to host the representative of all the countries in the ECOWAS, and mainly the regulator. And at this session, we used to share the development of the statement of the electricity market, and also we plan for activities on account of the 5 next 5 years. Also an occasion for the delegate to express what is the issues.
In his remarks at the launch of the forum, the Executive Secretary of the PURC, Dr. Ishmael Aka, indicates industrial growth is highly dependent on the energy sector, hence the need to synergize to harness the potentials across the sub-region at the sector to spur economic development for member countries.
We have the electricity market, we regulate the electricity market in West Africa. The core mandate is to promote electricity trading. We see that some countries have excess generation, others do not have at all. When you go to some of the countries, electricity tariffs are as high as more than 30 cents. Meanwhile, other countries are getting electricity tariffs below 10 cents. So how do we share the resources and share the economic benefits around among West African countries?
The forum, which is being spearheaded by the ECOWAS Regional Electricity Regulatory Authority in collaboration with Energy Commission Ghana and the PURC, is themed Electricity Trade Security in ECOWAS Region, the interplay between national policies and free markets principles. With this, the shortfall in electricity supply and market access in West Africa, despite vast potentials, is said to become a thing of the past.
Now, Ghanaians in the diaspora have been urged to remember home and commit remittances to contribute their quota to development. The move, according to wholly owned Ghanaian remittances firm Unity Link Financial Services, will go a long way to improve the standard of living here in Ghana. There's more in the following.
Statistics show that in 2022, personal remittances received in Ghana amounted to $4.7 billion, increasing slightly from the preceding year. This wholly owned Ghanaian company, Unity Link Financial Services, seeks to boost remittances with the introduction of its 24-hour customer service package. Haja Kaba is Chief Operating Officer for Unity Link Financial Services, and she spoke to GHOne Business at the signing and unveiling of the brand ambassador, Adwasa Boating.
So as you know, we're an international company. We cover, Europe, Africa, the US, amongst others. And, customer services is at the heart of what it is we do. We're very much community focused, people focused, and giving back and serving them in the right way is at the core of our business. So, we thought, why not extend our hours of service for the customers,
Brand Ambassador for Unity Link Financial Services, Adjoa Boateng, who will spearhead the Kaifie Outreach Project, introduced by the company, kickstarted her ambassadorial journey with a donation to the Princess Marie-Louise Hospital, also known as the Children's Hospital.
If you excuse my language, for lack of a better word, it's literally in the slums, even though it's in the city of the capital. And there's a nurse that I know here, and when we spoke to her, she said what is happening behind the scenes with the kids, and some of them unable to even fend for their bills and stuff. I felt, what better place to come show love than to a place like this. So that's the reason why we came here.
Receiving the donation, Dr. Mamiya Nyako noted the 20,000 cedis and assorted items will go a long way to mitigating the cost impact on parents whose wards are admitted at the facility.
One of our concerns is that we have children coming from lower socioeconomic background visiting the hospital. And sometimes it's a challenge for parents to buy some medications if they are not under NHI, or to do some tests, especially if they are tests outside the facility that are expensive. And so usually with the help of our social workers, we are able to assess each child's social background, to know what the parents are doing, and to see how we can support them so that their children can get the health care that they need.
The Kaifie Outreach Project seeks to increase awareness and remind Ghanaians in the diaspora to send remittances to their families and friends back home to improve their condition and contribute their quota to national development.
Now, the Ghana Statistical Service has indicated that the producer price inflation rate for June 2024 increased to 25.9%, up from 23.6% in May 2024. Now, the increase represents a 2.3 percentage points rise in producer inflation relative to the rate recorded in May. The statement revealed that the industry sector, excluding the construction sector, saw an increase to 29.4% in June 2024 from 28.5% in May 2024. The rate in the construction sector also increased to 29.4% in June. In the services sector, the rate rose from 11.4% in May 2024 to 12.2% in June. While mining and quarrying, construction, accommodation and food services activities recorded inflation rates above the national average, the Ghana Statistical Service noted that the water supply, sewerage and waste management activity recorded the lowest rate of 2.6% in June 2024. Now, still in business this afternoon, the General Agricultural Workers Union GHOne is advocating the domestication of ratified conventions to better organize cocoa farmers in the country. According to GHOne, there is a need to mobilize these farmers and sensitize them on how strengthened associations and cooperatives can benefit from their interests.
The General Agricultural Workers Union GHOne, in collaboration with the Solidarity Center, has organized a 3-day training session for cocoa farmers. The objective is to identify the barriers that formal and informal agricultural workers face in exercising their freedom of association in the transnationally owned cocoa sector. Executive Secretary of GHOne, Edward Kariwe, explains that the training aims to develop programs to reduce decent work deficits in rural areas and align with the Sustainable Development Goals.
Revenue distribution within the cocoa sector, not only in Ghana but also globally. It helps us to appreciate the realities and then now position ourselves well for negotiation. And we can't do that without bringing this knowledge to our members. So based on that, we now organize training for them on how to organize, and then also how to negotiate, manage your expectations, and then what you need to do to get successful negotiations.
The country's Program Director of Solidarity Center, Dede Tule, emphasized the need for cocoa farmers to explore opportunities for increased inclusion of women and smallholders in farmers associations, especially cocoa cooperatives.
There's the need to build the capacity of all workers, and so this is a start that we intend to work with other sectors. We'll begin with cocoa because we get directions from the unions where to start, and so this is just the beginning work to help build the capacity of the workers to know their rights so that they can be able to defend themselves. And so our beginning work with GHOne is helping to build our capacity to understand what is the collective bargaining, the process, and what is organizing so that they can be able to build a stronger independent union.
The national chairman of the Seed Production Division of Cocoa Board, Nasiri Saka, explains that the training has enhanced their capability and ability to negotiate and improve members' welfare.
The education and the knowledge that we have acquired as a result of the solidarity training has enhanced some of us our capabilities and ability to negotiate well and even come out with new condition of service that will improve the benefit and welfare of our members.
GHOne recommends that social partners and all stakeholders, especially trade unions, collaborate to progressively reduce decent work deficits in rural and agricultural sectors by establishing social protection schemes, health insurance, and maternity protection.
And that's it for business this afternoon. Thank you so much for staying on with us right here on Newsroom on GHOne Television. The lady in yellow is ready to bring you the latest in the world of sports. Nana Amma Adjaman is here. Nana, what's happening in sports?
Hi, Joshua. In sports this afternoon, Kumasi Asante Kotoko beat their arch rivals Accra Hearts of Oak to win the Democracy Cup. And also, the question still remains, who replaces Gary Southgate? And Potoskoglu says he has no idea. These and many stories coming up shortly. Now, Kumasi Asante Kotoko extended their dominance over their arch rivals Accra Hearts of Oak in a thrilling match as they defeated them to lift the Democracy Cup trophy at the Accra. The commemorative game was held to celebrate 30 years of parliamentary democracy in Ghana. Kumasi Asante Kotoko scored the opener on the half-hour mark from the spot, converted by Justice Blay. Accra Hearts of Oak equalized after the break with a header from new signing Asamoah Boateng Efie. Kumasi Asante Kotoko, however, regained the lead moments later when Peter Amidu capitalized on a defensive error from Accra Hearts of Oak to secure a 2-1 victory for the Kumasi Bay side. This wins provides a significant boost for Kumasi Asante Kotoko as they prepare for the upcoming season. Now, Tottenham manager Ange Postecoglou has disclosed he is clueless about reports linking him to the search of a new manager for the England national team. The former Celtic boss took over at Tottenham at the start of last season and guided them to a 5th place finish in the Premier League. Despite missing out on qualification for the Champions League, the Australian, who coached his national team from 2013 to 2017, was praised for his attacking style of football. However, the 58-year-old Ange Postecoglou has emphasized he is only focused on being Tottenham head coach.
I'm in the middle of the process. I'm the Tottenham manager and I've got nothing else but trying to bring success to this football club, and until I do that there's no point in me thinking about anything else. I had a nap this afternoon, mate, so I've got no idea what's going on. I enjoyed my time. I had 4 great years. We won the Asian Cup, qualified for a World Cup, but you know, with all these things I think there's always a natural end, and I thought it was a natural end for me there. But yeah, I love coaching. I would love coaching the national team. But maybe the future, who knows, mate. I mean, you know, 5 years ago I was in Japan, now I'm in the Premier League.
Now, Joshua Zirkzee has revealed that reasons behind his move to Manchester United. The Netherlands international joins Manchester United at the back of a sterling performance with Bologna. Despite attracting interest from a number of clubs, the Dutch forward highlights it was an easy one choosing Erik ten Hag's side as he looks forward to starting his new journey at Old Trafford. Here is Zirkzee speaking in his first interview as a Manchester United player.
It's an extra privilege. He's Dutch, I'm Dutch as well. Besides that, it's obviously not the only reason why I came here. I mean, Manchester United is a huge club. Having some Dutch people around obviously makes it a bit easier. To be fair, I'm an easygoing person. I'm not too difficult with adapting. But yeah, it's always nice to have them around. Yeah.
West Ham could have reportedly have Lucas Paqueta available for almost all the 2024. Despite his betting charges, Paqueta was charged with breaching the Football Association's betting rule in May, but the player has denied any wrongdoing. The Brazilian is understood to have been accused of deliberately being booked during 4 Premier League matches. Despite this, multiple reports suggest that Paqueta will be available to play for West Ham until the conclusion of the disciplinary process. That's your sports here on Newsroom. I am Nana Ama Ajimai. Join Monica and Benghazi at 1 p.m. for the game. Back to you, Joshua Kodjo Mensah.
Many thanks, Nana Majiman, for serving us sports in that beautiful yellow dress. But let me bring you to the world of entertainment. And it's a Thursday. Let's check out what is happening in arts and entertainment this afternoon. Now, there is no doubt that the name Bob Okala continues to be a household name years after his demise, despite gaining popularity from the 80s through to the early 2000s, widely regarded as one of the comedy giants of Ghana and a pioneer of stand-up comedy. Bob Okala's comic craft has inspired many who want to excel in the world of comedy. For this edition of Throwback Thursday, the Entertainment Desk highlights the legacy of Bishop Bob Okala.
Stage name Bishop Bob Okala left an indelible mark on Ghana's comedic scene. Originally pursuing football, his dreams were dashed by a career-ending injury, leading him to find his feet in the drama group Kusum Agroma. By the 1990s, his standout performances at the once popular Kiso concert party caught the attention of stage actors Senior Eddie Donko and Oboba J.A. Adofo, who frequently invited Bob Okala to join their shows.
See them to my head, 500,000. So when you can be a man, a dear kind of person in the first. When you be a man, yeah, Bobby Shambiara, yeah, you are Japadia.
This opportunity paved way for Bob Okala to share the stage with some 90 superstars, including Bob Santo, Judas, Araba Stamp, Konimo, and numerous others during the Kiso concert party era. By the late 1990s, his comedic prowess had garnered extensive television fame. Beyond his captivating performances, he was renowned for seamlessly integrating high-life music into his shows. In 1986, he won his first award as Best Comedian in Ghana, which he earned 4 consecutive times. Just a week prior to his passing, Bob Okala participated in Ghana's 59th Independence Day festivities, where he, alongside fellow veteran actors, dressed in colonial-era police uniforms to present a short play to the audience. Tragically, he collapsed and passed away in 2016, shortly after a performance at Koforidio's Jackson Park. Till today, Bob Okala is regarded as a titan of Ghanaian comedy and a trailblazer in stand-up comedy. His legacy of service will forever be etched in the annals of the comedy industry.
All right, let me quickly take you to the courts now, where the 2.3 million euro ambulance case is ongoing. The Attorney General, Godfrey Wadame, key in this matter. Also, the majority or minority leader in Parliament, Dr. Kasela Tuforsen, as well as businessman Richard Jakpa. Now, there were some concerns surrounding Richard Jakpa and how he was let off from the military. Let me take you to the court and bring you excerpts from there.
Today's proceedings are the chief professor. Indeed, the notice is Attorney General. What you are doing is a serious breach of protocol. Now, this is a subpoena which has been issued by the third accused person. Mr. Beckler should tell us where the Chief of Defense Staff is. Please, resume. That's fine. We can do that. Yes. But indeed, apart from that, the Armed Forces is part of the public service of Ghana. I absolutely agree. And I think there are. It's counsel for the outcome. But in this particular, in response to I'm just saying that in this criminal proceeding, this one, the people who have been called here by the third accused person to testify for him, not in respect of something that you are supposed to. It's not supposed to be a defense for the defense of. No, it is a defense. The explanation I'm offering is that there has been no notice of. I am sure that if there is any explanation Brigadier General. Brigadier General. No, I don't think so. Brigadier General Bekele should offer the explanation.
Well, I think that's what you're trying to do, and then you
did not, well, I'm trying to take whatever he has said, and that should conclude the matter. So please, Charles, where is the Chief of Defense Staff?
The Chief of Defense Staff is not aware of today's settlement.
He was not served with the hearing notice
at all. My lady, let me start.
Yes.
The subpoena that was issued was served on the 11th of July. Was served on the office of the Chief of the Defense Staff.
Yes.
And we were supposed to be in court on that same day. And so he didn't have anything. For today, he still doesn't have personal knowledge of today's settlement. And the reason is that we received the hearing notice today. The stamp indicates it. And by the time we receive it as an institution, not in person,